Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for the month of December. And this is a bonus reading for the element of water. Water covers the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All of our fishies out there. So if you are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or have water high up in your chart, then this message is for you. If you've never had your charts read and you're curious, there is a basic natal chart link in the description down below. It's for Llewellyn's natal chart, and it gives you your base 12 houses and then 10 to 20 pages of a description of what all that means. It's not sponsored or anything like that, but it is a pretty interesting tool to have. It gives you a little more insight sometimes into why things go on the way they do for you, so it's kind of fun like that. With that, we'll get started. I use the basic Celtic cross, a couple things I tweak for reading, making the reading more fluid. But other than that, that's what we go for because it's a good way to get a baseline for what's going on in the moment. And water, your significator, this is who you are in totality right now, is the Six of Swords, so the Six of Air. And this one is saying that you've basically returning from a battle is the energy I'm getting here, like you've overcome something in the past. You've learned your lessons, which is why there's still swords available. But now, because you have shifted out of actual having to deal with a situation, could be combat, it could be some kind of a disagreement at work or something along those lines, you're able to move beyond it and actually fly above it now. And notice you have something that you are protecting. It could be your peace, it could be a person like a child or a coworker, but you have overcome something and now you're in a situation where you have the ability to be protective. So you're in a really powerful spot to start off with. And with air, they're pushing this a little bit more towards the intellectual, so it could be you've overcome some kind of learning thing where you had to growth curve, those are always nightmarish. Whatever it is, you've shifted beyond the baseline of this, and that's allowed you to step into a higher frequency energy. So where you are in this moment is actually pretty good. Your crossing energy, so this is an obstacle or a challenge, excuse me, is the Eight of Wands. You feel like you're being the center of attention and you're not sure how you are going to deal with this. This is definitely the energy of all eyes are on you, but what this challenge is being able to accept the fact that they're looking, but it really doesn't matter what's happening. Like, you've got your own thing going on, and so they can stare all they want. As long as you're not interfering, that's where could get into some issues. But right now, it's just getting more used to that center of attention, that standing out type of a thing. And it could be that you have had to deal with or are dealing with some kind of an accusation or someone's pointing a finger at you. Again, you're beyond that. The significator is saying you've already elevated beyond this, but the challenge is there might still be some lingering remnants from what has happened that has kind of pointing at you a little bit. But I'm not feeling that's going to be a full-time negative. It's more of something to be aware of. Your higher self, oh, that's interesting. Your higher self energy is the Ten of Swords. So this is that conquering thing, it's that overcoming. And with the Ten of Swords, it's the completion of the lesser lessons, the lower lessons. So you've actually achieved great deals of growth in the last, they're saying the last few months. And your higher self is saying, don't forget how far you've come. You do not bend the knee, so to speak, to anyone anymore, especially in this intellectual aspect. And I keep feeling this is related to a job or to a business that you're working with or trying to start. You've already overcome so much. You do not answer to those people. You do not bend the knee anymore. You are champion. This is the rest of them. They've fallen by the wayside, so to speak. But you have dealt with this and you've actually come out extremely successful. And that is a good sign. That means your higher self is just patting you on the back. It's your cheerleader in the corner going, keep going, you got this. Your shadow, which this can be, things we've repressed, things we've put away we didn't want to deal with, but it's being brought forward because the maturation of your existence has occurred. So now you're in a better situation to deal with what you'd shoved away before. And that is the Ace of Pentacles. This is water. I'm feeling really about that. Your shadow saying it's time for that new relationship. Usually with pentacles or coins, which is earth, you're dealing with, the hearth, the home, and finances. And the impression I'm getting right now has very little to do with work and more to do with your personal life. This is not a love-based reading, but the shadow is saying you have put so much effort into other areas of your life, and just like your higher self, you've already have accomplished, you've already overcome, you've already succeeded, and now it's time to start something new. Your shadow is saying you have... Oh, that's it. They're like, water, you have been tap dancing around this for too long. It is time to step up and actually shine in this area. So if there's something going on with with relationships that you have struggled with in the past, this is the time to maybe start reevaluating what's going on. And if you're already in a relationship and you're feeling like it might be a little bit on the, stagnant or boring, or this is what we do, get up, we go to work, time to re-enliven this a little bit, reconnect with each other. If you're in a relationship, this is where we do the date nights. This is where we set aside the time where the cell phones are off and you go do these things that you remember doing that brought you together in the first place. And if you're single, it's really time to start mingling. It's time to start that motion again. So your shadow is saying enough with the running away from this part of your life. You've been successful in all these other areas. Now it's time to work on this one, because that's what's being brought forward in the moment from your shadow. Your immediate past, which ties into the significator and your higher self really well, and that's the last 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is the Ace of Swords. So in the past, you started a new learning curve. You started a new process. And where you're at right now is you've overcome a great deal. You have tools, you have knowledge, you have skills, so you're beyond that. Your higher self is showing you the Ten of Swords, so you've overcome and conquered it. It's not just, I've dealt with this, you've conquered it. And this is where it started. The Ace of Swords is showing when things began. You started this journey with the intention of success. You've achieved that. And because you have achieved that, it has opened other doors for you. So water, with this amount of air showing up, air is going to be your kind of your companion energy with this. It could be a partner, it could be a friend, or you might be water dominant, air secondary, or something along those lines. But what's coming up right now is because of your ability to check the emotions, because water's all about emotions, and actually use the intellect as well, which is air, you're able to merge the heart, mind, and it's actually laid out really well for you because you have moved beyond where you were. You put your foot onto a path to say, I'm going to do this, and up until this point, you have succeeded. Whether other people notice or not is not the point. You, water, have succeeded in ways that old you would never have thought. When this energy started, you didn't think you would get where you are. You didn't think that you would achieve what you have achieved, and you have. And that's why your shadow's saying enough with dealing with the business and the work and all of that. It's time to start working on the relationships. It's time to start adding to that earth aspect of the strong, healthy, foundational energy. So water, you've got a lot of good going for you, and it's all because you have learned to merge the mind and the heart and see things through a logical way, but still follow your intuition and inner guidance. Because when those two are talking and working well together, you might be surprised how smooth things start to go. Your immediate future, the next 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is the Sire of Pentacles. Could also be seen as the Knight of Pentacles, depending on how the cards fall. But with this one, it's showing that you are a leader. You've stepped into a role where you're guiding somebody else. And because of your success in the past, that's where this is coming into play. Now, you could also be in a situation where you've achieved this, but now you're starting into something new, so you're back to being the apprentice again. But it's saying you're not alone in this. You're guiding the next generation, which is huge. But you also are reaching out to the right authorities, leaders, teachers, whatever, and they are helping you as you move forward in this next endeavor. And this one, being Pentacles again, This one's more more applicable to the energy of business and work, is what I'm hearing. Whereas the ace in the shadow is about relationships in the future. This is where you're stepping into that new level of the business and you're actually getting into that higher state. It could be applying to a relationship where you're like, I've been out of the dating world for so many years, I don't even know how to get back into it. And so it could be a mentor in that respect, like a counselor or a dating coach, even just helping you get your feet wet again. But it's not. Your future is actually really well because you are willing to learn, you're willing to grow, but you're also, to me this is more important, you're also willing to share what you've learned and help other people elevate out of where they're at too. So your base center here around you is very positive. The one thing they keep bringing up is your challenge that's crossing you is this Eight of Wands. Just a second. I have a small desk. Because this is, you have to get used to being in the public eye. You have to be more willing to be observed and be okay if someone's pointing the finger at you. If you're already in that situation where you're like, I don't really care anymore, then you're golden because your challenge is pretty much overcome at that point. But if you haven't gotten used to that, or you're not comfortable with being out in the public, that could be another indication of something to work on in the future. Public speaking, being able to communicate like that, that is not an easy thing to do, just so you're clear. But when you're working with God Source Divine, you'd be surprised what just happens. It becomes second nature. You don't even think about it anymore. So let's take a peek at your inner world first of all. And this is thoughts, feelings, emotions, what's going on inside you, and the stuff that you have control over. We have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is a passion project. This is, you're very passionate about what it is you're involved in, whether it's a work situation or your relationship at home. You're very passionate about it. You see everything as coming together. That's where the world comes. That's where the world comes in. You have, in your mind, you've completed something. Now, is it over? No, because you're still only on the two. But you know that you are capable of so much more because you've already achieved it. The Two of Wands is also showing a duality. So in your control, there's you, but you also have this supporting energy coming in. This that's an interesting combination of words. They said friend, lover, partner. So there's somebody else that's there, and they're only showing one other person who's in your corner, who's cheering you on, and that's where that door to the world is opening up for you. But you keep your passions inflamed for this, and it's going to continue to grow. With that being said, fire is your opposite water. So this is going to be added into that challenge. And so in the inner world, that your mind, the things you're thinking about, you know that you have the support system, but you're not sure how to keep that passion going because you almost don't want to put yourself back out there. And this could be tying into that relationship part, the shadow energy. You're not sure how to put yourself back out there because what happens if? And this is the inner attitude that's coming up. But the what ifs, those are negative things. You don't need to deal with those, because what if can be very helpful in certain situations. But with this one, I'm really feeling, don't worry about the what ifs. Work with the physical person, that second wand that you're dealing with, and really pay attention to how God's source is influencing it, mind, body, spirit connection, because that's what's really going to start opening things up, so you can see the path ahead a little clearer. So the outside world, your outside environment, the things you don't really have a lot of control of, is the Three of Cups. So this is your energy surrounding you. And with this, it's actually celebratory. Where inside you're kind of calculating, you're trying to figure things out. The outside world around you, the stuff that's outside of your control, is really actually in a good place. There's a lot of playfulness, there's a lot of happiness going on. So you're getting the support from the one person, but overall, you have a lot of positivity surrounding you right now. And this is stuff that's going to be like bringing in that joy aspect, where it could be your friend group suddenly has, oh, I just have this perfect person for you. You've got to meet them. They are absolutely charming. You're going to love them. Or it could be something at work where you're just like, you all are kind of on the same page now, and you're really vibing with each other, you still have that one that's closer to you that's more supportive, and that energy is going to shift things going forward is what I'm feeling. But your outside environment is really positive right now. Three of Cups is all about celebration and joy and happiness and people coming together for a better reason and feeling elevated. And so that's where you're surrounded by. So water, you're really sitting pretty right now. Let's take a peek at your hopes and fears. We have number 17, the Star. You shoot for the stars, you're going to land among the stars. You may not end up where you exactly thought you were, but you're going to hit this. Your hope here is growth and continue expansion. That's your hope. And you also have this hope, and I don't know why this card keeps being emphasized, that relationship that your shadow's like, it's time for this, quit running from it. And with that, the fear is, well, what if I don't end up where I want to be? Well, are you clear on where you want to be? Ask yourself that question. Are you clear on where you want to be? Because if you don't know, water, how are you expecting to land in the right spot? The fear is, I don't want to land where I don't want to be. Okay, well, where do you want to be? So that's where your hope is, I want to be in this better place. Can you define that better place? And if you can't, this is a good time to sit down with a notebook. Do it in your own handwriting. Don't do it on a computer screen. And physically write out, my goals are, what kind of a job? What kind of promotion? What kind of paycheck? And write that down so you can see and consciously put energy into it, that you have a defined point where you're headed. Because the fear of, I don't want to land where I don't want to be, okay, but do you know where you want to be? Because if you can't answer that, you're going to end up somewhere. Who knows where? And that's what the Star is saying, is you have a lot of potential here. There's a lot of things moving, and your hope is to be in a good spot, but the fear is you don't want to be bad. But can you define both? So that's kind of your hope and fear, because with water, nothing is totally cut and dry. Our emotions are the dominant energies within our systems, and so with that, you have this, I want to feel good, I want to be a good person, I want to be in good place, and the fear is I don't want the opposite. Okay, but you have to be able to define those, and that's what's coming up with your hopes and fears, is get clear on what it is you're aiming for. That way when you rocket forward, you'll actually get close to the mark and not just kind of float out in space. Your overall outcome, so this is kind of the culmination of everything here, is number 3 of the major arcana, which is big life lessons. These are important things to be paying attention to. Any of the major arcanas are, and you have the Star as your hopes and fears, and then you have the Empress as the outcome. So you've got a good ending to this. With the Empress, this is success. This is fertility. This is the divine feminine coming forward. So water, this is tying into you very specifically. This is saying, because water tends to be more feminine in nature, more emotions, more intuitive based, more secretive, more lunar energy, the Empress is saying, you're in the right place right now. Water, everything that is swirling around you, all the things that you've overcome, all the things that you have had to learn, are because you're moving towards this new position. With the Empress coming in, it's saying, keep following your heart, keep following the dreams and goals that you've been aiming for, because when you get clear, everything will fall into place, because the Empress is also about really strong good luck and focused energy towards a position. And she's saying, you've got all these joy energies coming, and you have all this positivity saying, look at what you've got going on. Look what you've accomplished, how far you've come. You're willing to learn. You're teaching the next generation. You've got this like beautiful cycle of energy happening. But don't forget to be clear on what it is you're aiming for. And the Empress is going to help you maybe hone that down a little bit, get a little more control over some of those more errant emotions that are bouncing about. So I don't always pull this card, but right now I'm feeling very strongly that we need to do this one. It's underlying theme. So something's going on behind the scenes that's influencing. And with this one, for our water family, we have number 1, the Shaman, which is also the Magician. And what this is really coming up to say in this situation, with this reading in particular, is you have nothing to fear. You have this ability to attract, draw in, and use other elements. water, earth, fire, air. You have all of the tools. Especially if you are a Piscean, you don't need to question what tools you have. You have the entire flippin' warehouse of tools. What Pisces being the end of the zodiac and also carries every other element and every other zodiac sign in them. You don't have to worry. You have already conquered this. Whether it is in the physical form or just the mental astral form, you've already done this because you have all the skills to deal with it. So it's more of a supporting energy that's the underlying one. Like, your conscious mind hasn't caught up to what's actually already in play, which is fine because that's how we grow. But this is where it's being a call to action. Tap more into the subconscious, your Empress energy, the divine feminine. It's your intuitive, subtle energies. It's not going to be the more dominant masculine ones. This is the more quiet ones. But when you tap into that strength, you have to have both to survive. And when you get that quiet one brought back out, you might be surprised how fast things start to shift. So with that, we'll hop over to our oracle cards. How I like to do these is we'll pull 3 cards and see what happens with, are they going to be clarifying the reading? Are they going to be answering questions that you're asking? And if you're asking questions, you can push pause at any time and ask your question and then see if the cards bring forth an answer for you. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. If you are feeling a different message from the cards than what I am bringing through with my intuition, feel free to leave it in the comments. It's always interesting to hear what other people have to say about the cards and their meanings behind them. I've tried reading the straight by the book definitions of tarot, and I'll just say right now, that's a lot of people can do that. I'm not one of them. Those structured readings like that do not resonate for me. So I let my intuition and my guides bring forth the information. So on to our oracle cards. Your first oracle card is number 44, which is vacation. And these are a gratitude oracle. So this is saying, don't forget your self-care. Water, you have a very busy, very active bonus going on here. And this card is saying, okay, you can be busy all day long. Don't forget to take the time to enjoy that bath. Don't forget to take the time to kick your feet up and watch that movie that has 0 point in real life. It's just a fantasy that you're enjoying. Let yourself have a physical vacation, or if you can't do that right now, which is holidays coming up, who knows, you know, definitely take the mental vacation. This is the time of reconnecting, regrounding, and making sure that you are in the best possible state, because whatever, they're not showing me a trigger because I feel like everyone's going to have a different one. When this trigger occurs and this next level kicks off, it's going to be moving pretty quickly, so you want to make sure you're ready for that to happen, is what I'm hearing. So keep up the good work on that. Your second oracle card is number 11, power number, and that is intention. This is that clarifying. I'm really feeling strong on the clarifying. This is clarifying your hopes and fears with the star. Get clear on what it is you want to create in life. You get those intentions, those affirmations, those positive mantras, get them set, get them locked down. Don't put time frames on anything. The universe is going to do it in their own time, no matter what you say anyway. But you want to get clear on what it is you want to create. Also, we're coming into the time of Yule and the Gregorian calendar's new year, so you want to start thinking about your vision boards. What is it you want to create in the next year? Do you want to do a vision board for each month? Do you want to do one for just the whole year? Do you want to do a 5-year plan? What is it you're wanting to create in that aspect? And when I say 5 years, don't make it out that, well, it's going to take me 5 years to achieve this. No, this is what I would like to see accomplished in my life in the next 5 years. So you want to put those bigger goals up there, like buying a house, opening a business, having kids. I mean, you could do that all in 1 year, which would be awesome, but sometimes you need to broaden the horizons just a little bit, because our own mental limitations kick in, and then it's like, oh, I'd like to do that in this year, but I just don't think I can. Okay, put it on the bigger board and let the universe line things up, because that can short circuit your blocks in a lot of ways and speed things up. So, but your intention is definitely getting clear on what it is you're trying to build in this life. You've got a lot of positive momentum right now, Water. So where are you putting it? Where are you putting this steamroller that you've got started? And these cards really are just having a great conversation today. You have number 31, Evolve, for your third Oracle card. You're in a process of shifting and growing and changing. You are not the same person you were 6 months ago. You aren't the same person you were a month ago, Water, because you have changed and you're growing. And right now, it looks like there is an accelerated path for you. And that's where you want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, like the vacation. Do those self-care things. Take the time. Give yourself a mental break or a physical one. Get clear on your intentions, because those are definitely going to speed things up. With all of this movement, you're evolving. You are changing into something different. What is interesting is Evolve and the Shaman, your underlying energy here, are very similar cards. You have all the tools. You are here to create your future. You are here to use alchemy to transmute the lesser, the lower, the oddball random things into a cohesive whole to their next highest frequency. You are here as a emissary of the divine, in this case, the Empress, and you are here to shift your world, your inner circle, and your bubble. And by doing so, Water, you are going to shift the alignment of your entire environment. It's not just one thing that is happening. They're showing me an intersecting path right now, like there's a whole bunch of stuff coming together. And so you're at, like, I believe the term is a nexus of events. You're the one who gets to steer this ship. And so the nexus is swirling around you. Again, that's where your environment is. It's all a lot of positivity going on, but it's just kind of all around you, and you're like, where am I going? And when you get clear, things are going to take off. So the one piece of advice I will say as we wrap this up, get focusing on the long term, but not just like how many years. What is it you want to build in life? The job, the spouse, the house, promotions, all of that stuff. Get clear on that, because when this decides to kick off, this is looking like a lot of positive energy. Things are going to move pretty quick for our Water family. So with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the month. It looks like you're going to. Do the self-care. Take care of yourself out there. And like, comment, subscribe again, and I'll see you in the next video.